Hello and welcome to the live reaction and review of Home Alone fucking 4. I just figured I might as well do this just as something a little bit different. So, Home Alone 4 came out in 2002, so roughly about 12 years after the first one. Yeah, 12 years. It was the first one not to have John Hughes involved, because John Hughes wrote the first three. This one, apparently, it's supposed to have the same characters as in the first two, because with the third one, they had an entirely different set of characters, and so they replaced it with the old cast of characters, but they're played all pretty much by the same actors rather. This was a made-for-TV movie, which came out in 2002 on ABC, I think it was. Yeah, it was ABC, and despite the fact that it was free and you didn't have to pay to watch it, nobody fucking did. And so what they did was they cancelled ideas for a Home Alone TV show. I shit you not, a Home Alone TV show. How the fuck would a Home Alone TV show work? So I've not seen this film before, believe it or not. I've seen a quick opinions of the first three. I've seen the first one's an absolute classic. I mean, it has its problems, don't get me wrong. It has its problems. You know, it's not a perfect movie. Like, for example, how much convenience there is in it, but you know, it's still enjoyable. You know, it's still charming. It's still got its charm, and it's still something I bust out every Christmas. Home Alone 2 is okay, not brilliant. I mean, it's watchable, but that's about it. It's watchable. So, anyway, Home Alone 2 was okay. It wasn't... Watched it quite a few times when I was younger, but now it's a bit rubbishy, kind of. You know, it's a bit more... It relies too much on plot convenience, if anything else. You know, it's coincidence that the Wet Bandits happen to be in New York. You know, I mean, come on. Home Alone 3 was shit. I didn't like Home Alone 3. I think not just because it had a different cast, but because it just didn't have the thing that it just didn't have. It was just a bit too cartoony and a bit too stupid for its own good. And I've not seen Home Alone 4 yet, so I'll start it. Hopefully you're not hearing anything. Wow, that is the world's most laziest opening title. And where's the fucking snow? Does this take place in Britain? I mean, there's no snow. You know, it's supposed to be Chicago, right? So there's no snow. Hopefully the audio isn't... Michael Weinberg as Kevin. Is it as if you really had to put that under there? In case we didn't know. Because, I mean, well, obviously, because he looks nothing like Kevin. That's Kevin. That is Kevin. He doesn't look anything like Kevin. I mean, I know Macaulay Culkin was like in his 20s by the time this came out, but I mean, come on. So, they're divorced in this. They are divorced in this. He's 9 years old. He looks like a fucking 7-year-old. At the very oldest. He probably looks more like 6, but I mean, come on. 9. Seriously. And also, in the first Home Alone film, he was 8. In the second one, he was 9. Not 9, sorry, 10. So how the fuck is he gone back down to being 9? I mean, I know the first and second Home Alone films are crap for their maths, because, I mean, it's supposed to be like, take like a year apart or something, and yet Kevin ages like 2 more years. You can tell this one looks cheap, but you can tell this one's meant for TV movie. Zit face? Really? Zit face? Who the fuck are these two? I mean, they look nothing like the actors. You know, he looks The father looks nothing like John Hurt. The mother looks nothing like Catherine O'Hara, I think it was, who played the mother in the first Time Alone. Oh great, divorce. I've had to bring divorce into this bloody thing. I'll turn the volume down just because I think there's too much film audio. This is divorce. There's a divorce in this. It's about divorce. Seriously? Wait a minute, if this is supposed to be a midquel, then how the... So they were married, then they divorced, and then they got married again. What the hell? That music! You can tell they didn't have the budget for John Williams. It just sounds like something that you'd hear on that. That's... Wow. World's worst transition. You know something? I could do better transitions. I'm a fucking movie maker and have no budget, so what's their excuse? Well, they're probably using Movie Maker and they themselves probably don't have a budget. That kid bullying you was Buzz. That was Buzz. That kid looked nothing like Buzz. You know, I shouldn't get too bogged down that they look nothing like the original. I mean, you could have gotten at least one of the original actors in. I mean, I can see why they couldn't get like Macaulay Culkin in to do it, but you could have. Were they paying too much? Is that the reason you couldn't get the original casting? They wanted too much compensation to be in this shite? Or they thought this shite when they read the script? Because that's the reason why Daniel Stern didn't want to do it, because he looked at the script and he said it was shite, so he didn't return as Marv in this. I don't even know if it was Joe Pesci who was in this. Good music. It sounds like something out of a cheap low budget movie. Who the hell is this? Marv. That's supposed to be Marv. You've got... No wonder Daniel Stern didn't want to do this, because they've got the fucking... He is clearly modelled after Harry. You know, he's got the beanie hat. He doesn't have any facial hair, even though, yes, he looks, acts, and sounds nothing like Joe Pesci. But you could at least say it's Harry, and then I would have bought it. But Marv? Who the hell's this slag right here? I sound terrible saying slag, sorry. But... Why is Daniel Stern made to look like Harry when he's playing Marv? I don't know classics. Maybe they just looked at the posters of the first Home Alone film and just looked at the names and thought, yeah, that's Marv right there. That if Daniel Stern actually did bother to do this, which he was asked to do this, but he said no. Do you reckon they would have made him up to look exactly like that and got him to shave his beard just to make him look like Harry? Oh, what a surprise! It's Old Man Marley. I mean, Prescott. He's clearly the Old Man Marley character. We've all seen that cliche before. You've got the what's it called? You got the creepy old guy who Kevin's frightened of, but then it turns out he's a really nice git. I mean, you have Old Man Marley from Home Alone. You had the woman covered in bird shit in Home Alone 2. You had what's her face from Home Alone 3. Now you've got this old bloke. I mean, he's not even scary. He's not even fucking scary. I mean, Marley, you could get away with him looking scary. The woman covered in bird shit, it's a bit far-fetched to say she's scary. The old cow from Home Alone 3, yeah, she was an old cow, but it's just, why? Fire out. We're early 2000s. Before the space age of technology, everything voice interacted. Hey Alexa, flush the toilet. Oh god, that music is so fucking... wow, this place looks like it's totally from the early 2000s. You getting me right, fella kids? I don't know how to act like an early 2000s kid, which is odd because I was an early 2000s kid. So, well, albeit I couldn't remember a single thing that happened in the early 2000s. But, you know, I don't fucking care. Look, there's no fucking snow. Apparently, they shot this in South Africa, of all places. Why South Africa? Oh my god, look, there's just that woman is just a face, she just looks so. If only I could do like a visual representation. Hang on. She's been watching him all night. Oh my god. It's Jimmy Savile, everyone. Jimmy Savile, run for the hills. Oh, what is that? Is that Marmite? It looks like fucking Marmite. Ooh, looking good there, camera lens. Camera edge. You know, I can see you there. You're looking fine there. Most of my early videos are that because I had no budget, but yeah, it tells me something when my low grade crappy YouTube videos look better than this. You can tell that you've done something wrong. Ooh, materialistic brat. He's a materialistic brat. You can't even act for shit. You know, I mean, Macaulay Culkin. At least he tried. At least he tried. This kid can't act. His life depended on it. Butler, stop pretending to be creepy. You're failing miserably. Don't look creepy. Ooh, he's gonna crush that kid. Kill him! Kill him! Kill him! Porn video. Porn mags. Open. I mean, this is hardly a Home Alone movie. So he's gonna. When does he get fucking Home Alone? Well, mind you, of course, in the second Home Alone film, he was hardly Home Alone, was he? I mean, he was in New York, but I mean, he was at least alone. Oh, right, yeah, here we go. Is Marv clearly being Harry? Oh my god, it's Rolf Harris. It's Rolf Harris, run for the hills. So they're kidnappers in this, not so they're Jimmy Savile in this. They're not burglars. Okay, that's fine. I can accept that. God, you should have had Rolf Harris play this. It would have been perfect. Oh ha 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 ha! He got caught in the door. Ha 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 ha! Fuck off! Just tell the alarm to turn itself off. Really, it's really that simple. Just tell it alarm off, door open. I mean, oh for God's sake, you're just asking to be robbed. Honestly, you are just asking to be robbed by a guy who claims to be Harry, even Marv Rob. It's still fucking Harry. Okay. Okay, then you're on. I'll be fine. Oh God, here it comes. Flower raspberries. That's the most fun. What the fuck? What the fuck? What? What the fuck? Who the hell invented those bloody showers? Kill somebody! I mean, I've seen showers before. They shoot down, but they don't do that much fucking force. You know, they pat shower. You're stood in there. Your head will come fucking flying off. He recognised him. Wow, he changed his looks, but he still recognises him. Remind you, of course, technically in this universe, everybody looks nothing like they originally did. Yes, you did wreck the place. You were the one who activated the shower, you stupid kid. For Pete's sake, it's just he's the one who started the fucking mess, you know. His fucking fault, and Okay, it wasn't his fault the fucking burglars came in, but it's his fault he set off the fucking death shower. And also, they still gotta go at this kid who survived being home alone, survived his own city and didn't fucking die, and attacked a bunch of moronic grown men. I'm pretty sure you can trust him not to be fucking lying. Oh, what a coincidence. They had two wives to Brit. That was important. Oh my god. Oh shit, that man. Oh, what Simon, this is Simon, that's it. Infamy. They've all got it in for me. Creepy looks. What the effing hell is that? Is it supposed to be like a mummy that has like an extra arm or something? It's just. I'll be back. Okay, you'll be back then. I'll see you then. Oh my god. I love children because they're lying little turds. That's what Jimmy Savile said to all the kids on Jimmy Fixed It before he fucking. I don't want to say it because I don't fancy being banned, but you know. Before he did, you know. All the 5-year-olds. What the fuck? It'll be the worst Christmas ever. And somehow being left home alone and getting lost in New York is somehow not worse. Hey, it could be better, Kevin. You could be living with your abusive family. Never learned shit. Because they'd learned their lesson, Home Alone 2 wouldn't have happened. Let's be honest. Oh, God. More copyrighted music. This time it has to be a fucking shitty pop version of Jingle Bells. Jingle Balls. Oh, look at how beautiful this scene is. With all the handheld cameras. It looks like something you'd see out of a bloody cheap American advert. Or one of those shitty movies you see on, I don't know, Christmas 24 or the Hallmark Channel. You know, so I bet you. Can you imagine they show this on the Hallmark Channel, but not the first one? I mean, you could at least. I mean, the first one's good. I mean, it has problems, but I mean, at least it's good. This is absolutely shite. Did he just smack him? He just fucking smacked him. My god. It's Jimmy Savile! God's sakes. It's just. My god, it's like his family's trying to groom this bloody kid. I mean, for Pete's sake. Oh, let me guess. They're gonna get back together, aren't they? They're gonna get back together. They're gonna get back together. It's a story cliche. They're gonna get back together. Bollocks. They're not gonna get back together. I swear I'm gonna strangle that theme tune because I mean that is not. You couldn't even reuse John Williams' theme. I mean, they couldn't get John Williams back. I mean, come on. John Williams' score in the second Home Alone was excellent. So why couldn't you get John Williams back? I mean, he was only working on like Chamber of Secrets, Star Wars Episode 2, which all I can say is it's not as bad as Star Wars Episode 2, because Star Wars Episode 2 made me want to fucking die, but it's still not good. Super Spy. What exactly is the Super Spy? Is it going to be like that Talk Boy thing in Home Alone 2? I wouldn't watch it again if it was growing on my ass. 45 minutes. I'm only halfway through. So this is gonna be painful, isn't it? Only 45 minutes in. Only 45 minutes in. Hang on, there's a prince coming. I can't believe I missed that plot point earlier. Mainly because I've had the volume turned so fucking low that I can barely understand what the hell they're going on about.
Yeah, it's as if all princes all of a sudden come to random rich people's houses. And also,
Is this supposed to be in the US? Because the US doesn't have a royal family. Why is it going to be like a new British prince coming over? I'm so confused. Mainly because I've not been paying attention. That's probably the reason why I can tolerate this more than I probably should do. Oh, here they come. Why the fuck's he still got his hat on? It's nice, but he's still got his fucking hat on. Oh, that face. It's the burglars! The burglars! God, I'm going to go straight to hell for making fun of this movie. But I don't fucking care! If you wanted to freeze to death, at least lock the fucking thing. I mean, you could just push his way out! Oh, for Pete's sake. What, you're gonna get the ghosts of the Overlook to do it for you? Oh yeah, the bickering. There's always gotta be some fucking bickering. Get in your bag. Fuck off. Oh, it's gonna be a ball joke. It's gonna get him in the balls. Oh wow, it was a ball joke. Oh wow, Where's the fucking blood? I mean, you've smashed your head against the fucking window. There's got to be fucking blood. Oh no. Oh god. Oh, they're gonna shag. Down, stay out. That is the most badass line in existence. Get out and stay out. What? Get out and stay. What happened to nice night for a neck injury, or guys give up, or you're thirsty for more? What happened to that? Oh, he's got a frying pan. He's gonna hit somebody with it. I think he's gonna hit Prescott with it. So he's stuck in just a creepy fuck. Bong! Frying pan to the face. Ooh, look at the predictable slapstick. And the comic sound effects. I mean, come on. You're not even trying when you have comic sound effects. So, shit. And the urine of somebody who hasn't drunk any water for the last 25 years. Great. I'm going to annoy somebody for saying that, but fuck it. I don't fucking care. He already said he had the damn thing recorded, so why doesn't the farmer just ask, can you please play the recording for me? Why couldn't you just ask that? I mean, it's not rocket science, for God's sake. When somebody says they ask evidence, have evidence rather, ask to see it. Is it in French? Come on, it's a Home Alone movie. It's a Wonderful Life, regardless of where you're going to. It has to be in French. In French. You'll watch it with the kids in French, and that actually, literally, it's the only movie that exists in this universe. Aside from the animated version of The Grinch and transition and what else is it called? Angels with Filthy Souls. I'd rather be watching angels with somehow even filthier souls than this crap. She is the mum. She is Mom's mum. What a twist! Yeah, let's just get drunk on the wine, why don't we? Let's just get drunk. And let's just ignore the whole thing. I've got a brilliant idea. Let's get drunk. Also known as the Annie Hedler approach. That's what you call great slapstick right there. Just brilliant fucking slapstick. I mean,
slapstick shenanigans. God, this movie's idea of slapstick. God, it would be more entertaining if there's a blood and gore. That would have killed him. 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 Oh, let me guess. She's gonna enter. She's gonna beat the crap out of it. God, when is this fucking movie gonna be over? I'm getting fucking tired. Oh, here comes the dick joke. Here, lads, the dick joke. Oh, I just made it there, dick joke. Oh, there goes the dick joke. There goes the dick joke. There goes the dick joke. Dick joke. Dick joke. Oh, great. Another a dick joke and a fanny joke. Oh, what the hell is going to be next? Arse joke. Oh, ha 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 ha. As if it would really have that saying, a spin faster setting. Why the fuck would there be maximum speed? Ha 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 ha. Fuck off. Why is he not dead? I mean, even in the first Home Alone, at least it showed they had some form of injuries. But how the fuck is he not dead? Magic's the same logic of getting them alive in Home Alone 1 and 2. He would have fucking died. Oh, they are dead. They're dead. They're dead, aren't they? They're dead. They are dead. They are dead. They are dead. They are dead. Oh my god, that kid playing the prince is somehow even worse of an actor than Kevin is. They met in prison, okay? They met in prison. And this took place in between Home Alone 2 and 1. So he somehow met this slag, divorced her, got back at Harry. Life's a fucking beauty. Oh, what a surprise. They're back together again. Oh my god, I didn't see that twist coming. That sounds cool. Gosh, that kid is somehow even worse than the kid who's playing Kevin. I mean, he sounds like one of the fucking Village of the Damned. Look at that fake digital snow. Because apparently we filmed this in Africa, despite the fact that it's an American production. Would it have been cheaper to film in America than it would do in South Africa? Well, at least it's fucking over. Thank fuck for that. What an absolute pile of shit. Fucking sucks. That movie. Everybody's fucking right. So, as well turn the volume up now because obviously the film's over now. Anyway, yeah. Well, that was Home Alone 4 for you. All I can say was it was shite. I didn't really like it that much. I mean, I probably would say it was slightly better than something like Dark Knight Rises or Attack of the Clones, but that's because those movies were monstrously dull. This movie was dull. It wasn't monstrously dull, although I was wondering when it was going to end. So, the first major elephant in the room of this film was the fact that it was supposed to take place in the same universe as Home Alone 1 and 2, but they obviously didn't have the same cast. And I think the reason why they did that was because I think it might have been because of the flack they got from Home Alone 3, because Home Alone 1 and 2 were pretty much identical movies, let's be honest. They have pretty much the same cast, same director, same writer, and so on and so forth. Home Alone 3, they tried something different. They tried, it to have a different kid, and it just did not pay off. So they decided in this one to have the same, family, the McAllister family, but they had a entirely different cast. Now, this entirely different cast is an immediate downgrade. I mean, Macaulay Culkin, sure, he had his quite run moments in the original Home Alone films, but at least he tried. At least he had some charm. At least he was kind of like a charming troublemaker, if that's the best way to describe Kevin in the first two. But in this one, he's so fucking materialistic to the point of making you want to puke. And the rest of the acting wasn't very good. Prescott, I thought, was an extremely weak character, just because he was supposed to be the Old Man Marley style character, which was a common cliche in pretty much all the previous Home Alone movies. In the first Home Alone film, we had Old Man Marley, of course, who, when buzz spreads around the rumour that he's a serial killer who wiped out his family. But then eventually, near the end of the movie, Kevin gets to know Old Man Marley and realizes he's not scary. Home Alone 2, similar thing, but with this lady covered in pigeon shit. Home Alone 3 had the old cow bitch neighbour. And this one you got Prescott. Prescott, I mean, he's not creepy at all. I mean, he's supposed to be presented as a bit of a creepy old git, and then eventually, he's a really nice person. But it didn't work in this. I don't know why, it just looked a bit too cute, if that's the right word, which it probably isn't the right word to describe him. The burglars, you got these two burglars. One is Marv, the other is Vera, who is apparently his wife. Marv is played by French Stewart, of all people, and Vera is played by, what's her face, Missy Pyle. And, I mean, they tried their best, but they did. And, I mean, initially, Daniel Stern and Joe Pesci did overact a little bit in the original Home Alone films, but they had something to them. At least they felt like a genuine threat in those ones, particularly the first one. In the fourth one, no, they were just too cartoony for their own good, really. But at least they tried. They honestly tried. They weren't, when compared to the rest of the movie, they were practically gold dust. And also, why the fuck did they make Marv, who French Stewart was supposed to be playing, look like fucking Harry? Doesn't look anything. He doesn't. I mean, sure, he looks nothing like Joe Pesci, but he would probably make a more. And he doesn't even. I mean, sure, he doesn't act like Joe Pesci in the Home Alone films, but at least. I mean, he acts even less like Daniel Stern. In fact, I believe Daniel Stern would have been recast, but he didn't want to do it, calling it an insult, which I can't really say blame him. I mean, Christmas Story 2, for Christ's sake. I mean, there's no excuse. What else is there? Production design, I thought was absolute crap. I mean, it was essentially just like this fancy mansion house, and it was just like everything's voice activated. And I mean, it's just like doors open, porn out. It's just one of those things where they were just like it's so early 2000s. It was so fucking ridiculous. You can tell this was a made-for-TV movie by the fact there wasn't even any fucking snow. Apparently, the reason why there wasn't any fucking snow, even though it's supposed to take place in Chicago, is they made an excuse saying something like there was no snow because of the undesirable weather, but it was filmed in South Africa. Why was it filmed in South Africa? I mean, wouldn't it? It's an American production with American actors. I'm pretty sure you could film it in fucking America. It would have been cheaper to film in America, or at least just do what they did with the first Home Alone film and use like potato flakes or mashed potatoes. And I'm not even going to get bogged down with all the nitpicking, the acting zone. But I mean, the plot line itself. I mean, even if it had the original casting, it had the original director, if it had basically everything, all the elements from the first two Home Alone films, but with a separate plot, it would have still sucked because the plot line is just, first off, he's not actually home. He's not actually alone in this one. Because, I mean, sure, in the second one, and technically the third one as well, he wasn't actually home alone. I mean, in Home Alone 2, he was actually in New York, and his mother kept, and the new kid in Home Alone 3, his mother kept fucking abandoning him. His mother kept fucking abandoning him. So, ultimately, that was what the problem. So, ultimately, it's not really, it shouldn't really be called Home Alone. And plus, I mean, it's not like one of those things where the parents didn't even fuck up. It was just, Kevin being a materialistic bastard. Which, I mean, the original Kevin wasn't a materialistic bastard. This Kevin is a materialistic bastard. The plotline with the kidnapping of the prince, I thought, why did it need to exist? Why did that plotline need to come into it? It was just because they needed something to fill out the script with, because they didn't have any confidence in anything else, arguably. The slapstick was really, really lame. I mean, Home Alone 3 had quite lame, but quite brutal slapstick, same with Home Alone 2. But I mean, obviously, it's not like the original Home Alone level. Because I mean, the original Home Alone, I mean, those traps could do some damage. But I mean, they didn't have fucking injuries, for God's sake. I mean, okay, in Home Alone 1 and 2, Harry and Marv would have fucking died within 5 minutes. Let's be honest. Those traps are way too dangerous. But in this one, they don't even have any fucking injuries. So, why? It's just the visual effects of this slapstick was really rubbish. I mean, it was made for a TV movie. So okay, I can write it slide because it's a made for TV movie. But I mean, still, why did it need to exist? That's the biggest question. Why does this movie need to exist? I could arguably go for all the Home Alone sequels, but it was just a cash grab on Fox's behalf. And they wanted, to make another one because they thought, good, we can make another movie, we can extend the franchise. And apparently technically it kind of didn't pay off, but it did pay off. I mean, they made a fifth one about 10 years later, where they took a page out of Home Alone 3's book by having an entirely different set of characters. Which I've heard Home Alone 5 is slightly better than Home Alone 4, but still, it's really not saying much because Home Alone 4 still. Home Alone 5, I've heard, is still fucking abysmal. And before you ask, no, I'm not doing a reaction and review to Home Alone 5, in case you're wondering. It was just this movie. This movie was absolutely fucking dreadful. I mean, it was produced on made for TV budget and it shows. I mean, why did it need to exist? Why? I mean, I could have forgiven, but kind of the scripting and the characterization was awful. So I mean, even if this was, given like a proper budget, had John Williams involved doing the score and so on, it still fucking stank. Would have fucking stank like Home Alone fucking 3 did. Anyway, that was my reaction and review to Home Alone fucking 4. And all I can say is, I probably would give it a 1.5 out of 5. It's not the worst movie I've ever seen. At least it was short, but it was still absolutely crap. It was still complete crap. And I want it off my TV screen. So it can get its ugly, yellow, no good keys off its prop off my TV screen before I pump its guts full of lead. 1 out of 10. Keep the change, you filthy animal. Right. So yeah, definitely 1 out of 10. I definitely 1 out of 10, bordering on 1.5 out of 10. Don't bother watching this. If you've got the box set, bother with this one. You can just bin it, and nobody would care. It's Home Alone 4, for God's sake. Anyway, that was the end of the review portion. Oh, actually, that's the end of the review. And I'll see you all next time.